वायुजीवोत्तम
श्रीमन्मध्वमते हरिपरतरः सत्यं जगत्तत्त्वतो
श्रीमन्मध्वमते
श्रीमन्मध्वमते
हरिपरतरः
हरिपरतरः
सत्यं
सत्यं
जगत्तत्त्वतो
जगत्तत्त्वतो
भिन्ना जीवगणा हरेरनुचरा निजोच्च भावङ्गता
भिन्ना
भिन्ना जीवगणा हरिरनुचरा नित्योच्चभावङ्गता
मुक्तिर्नैज सुखानुभूतिरमला भक्तिश्च तत्साधनम्
मुक्तिर्नैज
नैज
सुखानुभूतिरमला
सुखानुभूतिरमला
भक्तिश्च
भक्तिश्च तत्साधनम्
हेक्षादित्रतयं प्रमाण अखिला अहम्नायैकवेद्यो हरिः
यक्षादित्रतयं प्रमाण
आदित्यत्रयं
अखिला
प्रमाणाखिलान्नायैकवेद्यो
एकवेद्यो
हरिः
हरिः
हरि सर्वोत्तम वायु जीवोत्तम
हरि
हरि
सर्वोत्तम
सर्वोत्तम
वायुजीवोत्तम.
वायुजीवोत्तम.
Welcome to everyone. Today we will talk about the protesting about the injustice. So we as we are aware that from Mahabharata, there are many incidents where Sattvic people, even though they have very well, they have a less capability or less scope of, power. Still, they used to protest the injustice, whatever happening around them. So the example is like Vidura, or one of the 1 minute. If you see Duryodhana's brother or Vidura, they try to stop whatever the injustice used happening to Draupadi and Pandavas. So even though they have very less power, but they used to protest it. And even if you take Parashurama, so he was protesting against Kshatriyas, all the administrators or the people who do who run the government. So he used to protest against them, even though he has a very less power as a Brahmin. So these are the incident shows it gives a message to us that even though we are we may be in a weak position, but we have to protest it. So in the same way, if you take today's situation, some communities being targeted, because they are not in the power, or they don't have much power. The government, even state sponsored policies they make, so that some communities being targeted because they don't protest it. So for that reason, we have many tools, but we should not be get discouraged, but we have to have a intent to protest whatever happening around us or our community, or it may be at the other community also. We should in a position to the we should have an intent to with whatever the tools we have today, that using those minimal tools. We may be having very less tools, or we have a less access to the power or money, but we have to be have a intent to question the injustice or wrong policies. So in that way, we have a one biggest tool with us is the RTI. like at least to create a consciousness towards the justice, whoever do the policy making, right? Whoever sits in the policy making, we should activate their consciousness using this RTI tool. So regarding that, many one of the tool is online RTI is there. Our colleague, friend Abhijit will going to explain about this, tool. Go to Abhijit.
Thank you, Anil. Before I just started, I just want to give one experience that I had. So in my apartment complex, some miscreants, they were running illegal commercial operations. So my dad, he was also a government employee, and he was of very clean image. So he just protested out of curiosity and asked why that is being done. And there was a rampage of injustice that were committed against us. And even when we approached government officials, there was no respite at all. So uh, I approached, for advice from several people. Everyone was saying, why do you want to take on those people? Just let it go. Just sell off the apartment and move away. And some others actually told me to uh, um, take the blessings of God and our gurus, and they will definitely guide me. So the same thing happened after continuous injustice for several months together. I don't know, out of nowhere, I just came across this RTI tool, and I started uh, applying RTI after RTI, and I started all those who were doing all illegal activities. They started to get cornered. They started to get notice after notice, and even in those notices, they started lying here and there. And those lies, it became just like you say in Kannada, right? Sullina Jala. They just got engulfed in that, and now they are unable to come out of it. They are just lying here and here to this government agency, they say something, to the other government agency, they say something, and they always contradict each other, and they are unable to come out of it. Just one experience is uh, having run commercial activity in our apartment. They were having a domestic connection. So I did not even complain to the authorities. I just filed an RTI to the Bescom authorities asking for the number of domestic connections in my apartment. That's all I did. And within 30 days, as per RTI, the public information officer is supposed to answer to that particular RTI. Even before he could answer, I mean, you may understand the intricacies, right? So the kind of internal understandings, government agency, government servants, you should not call them servants, some people who are not really servants. So they had some connections with those who were committing illegal activities, right? They got the information, and immediately, even before I could get the RTI reply, they changed the connection. So that's, I did not even go into complaining it. So that's how powerful this RTI act is. Okay, this is my experience. So the next stuff I would actually, let's go into how actually you can use this. Madhav, can you move to the next slide?
Before that,
Yeah.
you tell about the tool, right? I
Yeah.
just people in this group or other team or our other communities also, the weaker section, so they can understand many stuffs they can ask. Like
Yes.
today I'm just giving a example. Means if some collectively the people from the weaker community, right? If they can start asking many questions through the RTI, then at least they can activate the consciousness um, of the policy makers. Like if now the reservation is there, reservation they are providing, so so much complex they have created, but ultimately we can ask what about the creamy layers, means how much is the percentage is the creamy layer year on year. If we start asking like to the state government or to the central government, right, then they will come up with a some, at least some data, and they will they can think of what we should avoid. These creamy layers. Creamy layers means the people who have already benefited and they have already financially enhanced their stuffs, assets, right? So they can policy, they can come up with a policy, strong policy to avoid them. Means at least the weaker section get the opportunities in the jobs and the education. Or it may be something crimes also. Means if you see today, the society is going against, away from the value based system. Like there are some spiritual aspects were there in Indian Vedic culture, and our India has, the society was something very integral. It has an integral part as a Vedic culture values. So, but today they avoided, they came up with so many wrong concepts like equalizing, equalizing concepts. So, which is not right in the right direction. So we can ask why these, how many crimes happened, in a state, or in a, means compared to how much is the percentage of the growth, that we can ask. So this will, inside, it's going to create a consciousness why this is happening. They can at least root cause those things. So in the same stuffs, many things which I listed here, or it may be relating to the your own area. It may be a Karnataka or any district or any other part of state. People should with a minimum 100 rupees or 50 rupees to 100 rupees, they can spend and they can ask these questions. By asking, at least you are creating a issues. Means whenever you go to the any government office, if your things are not happening, or in any banks or anything, whatever, those things you can at least indirectly you can ask those questions. You can frame the questions in a more softer way, so that they can they should not target you, but you can use your language, your intellect, to use a proper soft words to question, so that it will not affect, means they indirectly, they should not the policy maker should not angry with you, but they should it should create a consciousness. That's what we can do, means as a the community. So it may be many like migration. If I take the migration, so in last 30 years, the migration, the very few communities moved to the urban centers itself, and other the communities, they are not not there at all in the rural places. But actually, in by constitution, the whole big migration is not expected. It is not it is against the constitution actually. So we can ask these questions. Means what you are trying to do, it means why these only set of communities are moving to the urban centers, why they are not there in the rural areas. Like or we can ask the percentage year on year, how much migration has happened. Only these communities are there, or other communities are there. Means you can create such a questions, so that they, it should start their their intellect or their consciousness should bite, and they should think about that. So this is some list of things are there, but it's all your personal stuff. If you want to do some help to the community, it's you can by asking questions. Means it may not be help directly helpful for you, but you want to do something good for community. Okay, then what you can do, at least for community, why this happened, you can root cause, and those things you can ask to the to the government, so that it will indirectly benefit to the community. That's what you should ask the specifically the statistics, the data, the percentage growth or decline. These things you can ask, and so that you can create awareness. That's what by this also you can help the community to grow. You can continue, Abhijit.
Yeah, true, Anil. Yeah. So these are the three links, right? These are specific to Karnataka government departments. So wherein you can file your RTI. The first link is for applying for the RTI. These will be specific to our Karnataka government related departments. If let's say the particular, for every department, there will be something called as a public information officer who is responsible to give you the information, collect the information from his department and give you the information. If that particular public information officer does not provide you the information within 30 days, you can actually file a first appeal. That first appeal will be a senior official in the same department or in the in the same department. So he will actually call you for a hearing. That's the actual process. He may not because of various reasons. So that particular official is called first appellate authority. So he is supposed to call you for a hearing within 45 days and hear your perspective as well as the perspective of the public information officer and arrive at a decision and give you the decision. And again, if he does not take a decision and the decision is not satisfactory for you, after that, within 90 days, there's a provision that you can file a second appeal. This second appeal would be to the information commissioner. These commissioners are very, very solid and they would be of IPS background retired officials and they will be very, very stringent and they will never allow any kind of loopholes to be used by anyone. So if your whatever information you have sought is very, very valid and it is for the public good as well as something that official is supposed to disclose, they will ensure that whatever information you have sought will be provided to you. And the same thing in there was one second appeal that I had to file and the official was called to the second appeal by the information commissioner, and not just the questions that I had asked, not just the information that I had asked, the commissioner actually started asking the public information official several irregularities. He was just unable to answer it and he just started blaming here and there. But though the information commissioner may not have the authority to prosecute someone, but he definitely has the authority to uh, uh, advise for an internal inquiry. So they are very, very powerful, and whatever information you need, they will definitely be able to help you. And this is how the system works. So you file a, this is on the online RTI appeal. So you file an online RTI appeal to a particular department, and each department will also have something called nodal officer. So let's say in case of BBMP, there are several zones. You don't know which particular zone that your query is supposed to go to. So this nodal officer is responsible to direct to, let's say, South, BBMP South, BBMP Northeast. So he is responsible to assign it to the PIO. So the PIO is supposed to answer for you. Next slide. Yeah. So the nodal officer will assign the PIO. If let's say the PIO thinks this particular RTI is information is not available with us, or this particular information belongs to some other authority, then he will actually transfer it to the other authority, and he will also send you a letter or email saying that your information will be provided by the other authority. So next, after the transfer, whoever has been assigned, he again has 30 days to reply to you. This is the same thing. So PIO module. Yeah. The ones that we spoke about were the online method. In case of departments where they do not have a nodal officer, your RTI will just go here and there and you will never get help. So there's one more way you can, the traditional way, which was being followed many years back. So you can take a postal order from post office. It costs you 10 rupees, right? So you just take it, uh, uh, create one application similar to what the one that I have displayed here, right? So you create one application, mention that you are applying it under section 6.1 if it is a very first RTI application, and if you are appealing, it would be a section 19.1, and give the details of the public information officer and send it to by post. And if he doesn't reply, again follow the similar method as online process. And this is about second appeal. Yeah, similar way of offline second appeal. Yeah. The next one is very good tool. So this is section 18.1 of RTI. Can you come back? Yeah, this is a complaint. This is not an appeal. You are not asking for an information. This is a complaint against a public official if he has given you an incorrect information. This they will take it very seriously if the information officer, government service servant has given you wrong information. Something you are seeing here is an actual case wherein the Karnataka State Pollution Board official gave me a incorrect information, and I have actually filed a complaint against the official, and that will be taken up by the information commissioner. Yeah. If there is any questions, you may ask.
This is not part of the RTI actually, so this is not the slide. You can go back, Madhwa. So here, the focus is this is a very simple tool. Actually, you can sitting in the home with a minimal amount. You can ask the questions. Means we as a community or as a Hindu, we talk too much in the social medias. I mean, we are so much abhiman with our communities, with our culture. But we when it comes to action, we don't do a simple steps. So these are the steps. If everybody start questioning, then today if you see the Wakfa board changes, so these would have been happened many years before itself. So, but what happened is we couldn't able to ask these questions, but now RTI is there and we can ask these questions. I mean, similar to the Wakfa board related stuff, or something else happened in the history, we can ask these the statistics simply. It's a very simple tool. You open the website, put some 50 rupees to 100 rupees, and you can do a questioning. So this is how
50 rupees, Sanil.
Huh?
It's 10 rupees, Sanil. It's just 10 rupees.
In 10 rupees in postal. Through postal, you can do a 10 rupees one. Means that's a very simple stuff also we can do, so that the consciousness of the policy holders, we can enhance it. I mean, so that they can look into the issue of our weakened community, or the opportunities whatever is for our community is being deprived of. So these things we can do it. It's a very simple tool. Everybody can use it. That's what from our end. Thanks to thanks to Abhijit, thanks to Madhav for creating such a the session for this. Now we can go to the ending prayer. If Vedesh is there, Bhavani.
The Vedas just went down.
Okay, now we'll do that. Hari Sarvottama, Vayu Jivottama.
Hari Sarvottama.
Hari Sarvottama Vayu Jivottama.
Shriman Madhvamate Hari Parataraha Satyam Jagat Tatvato.
Sriman
Madhvamate Hari
Parataraha